Your compassion is a tool, and in the wrong hands, it becomes a weapon used against you. When the world falls apart and the systems you relied on are gone, the biggest threat isn't the disaster itself. It's the desperate, and they won't always come at you with guns blazing. Kicking down doors is loud, it's risky, and it wastes ammunition. The smart predator gathers intelligence first, and you are the target. They'll probe your defenses, not with bullets, but with your own psychology. They'll send a scout, someone who looks innocent, someone designed to pull on your conscience, a child, a woman, an old man. They are banking on your kindness being your downfall. This is a threat model we call the humanitarian trap. It's a silent, deadly tactic that turns your best intentions into a catastrophic security breach. In this briefing, you're getting our 5-step standard operating procedure for distance charity, a protocol to assess a threat, provide aid without opening your gate, and keep your perimeter intact. This isn't about becoming heartless. It's about being smart enough to survive so you can keep protecting your own. Master this protocol, and you master the human domain in a world gone dark. Let's begin. To defeat the enemy, you have to understand the weapon. In the humanitarian trap, the weapon is your own mind, specifically a cognitive flaw called normalcy bias. We've studied this for decades. It's the belief that life will just keep going on as it always has. It's what makes people downplay warnings and delay action. They freeze, they rationalize, they wait for things to get back to normal because their brain can't accept the terrifying new reality. When the grid goes down for good, this bias doesn't just vanish, it gets worse. People will cling to the idea that help is on the way, that the old rules still apply. They'll assume a person asking for help is just that, a person in need. Their minds will refuse to believe the person at their gate is a lure. This is the vulnerability the predators will exploit. This is where the scout comes in. A marauder crew hunting for a soft target won't send its fighters first. They'll send someone who triggers your instinct to help and drops your guard. Think in archetypes, the lone child crying, looking lost. Every fiber of your being screams to protect them. You open the gate to bring them inside, but the child isn't lost. They're bait. Their job is to get that gate open, to count how many people come to the door, to listen for the number of voices inside. The lone woman, maybe she looks injured or frantic, begging for medicine. Your instinct is to empathize, to prove you're still a good person in a bad world. But while you're distracted, her sick husband and his 5 friends are flanking your position, using the time you're talking to map out your weak points. The old man, confused and frail, asking for a little food or water. He looks harmless. You let him get close, hand him a bottle of water, and in that second he clocks the layout of your property, how many guards you have, the state of your morale. He might even be tallying fighting-age males versus dependents. Each one is a calculated probe designed to weaponize your normalcy bias. You want to believe they're just victims because it feels normal. Accepting the alternative, that you are being systematically targeted, is a terrifying mental leap. But you must make it. Operational security OPSEC means keeping critical information secret. When you open your gate, when you have a long chat at your perimeter, when you show your compassion without discipline, you are committing a fatal OPSEC breach. The humanitarian trap is designed to make you do it willingly. It's a social engineering hack where the password to your fortress is your own conscience. To survive this, you have to stop thinking like a defender and start thinking like an attacker. Put yourself in their boots. Your goal is simple. Get resources with the least risk and the least cost. You're not a soldier, you're a predator, and predators hunt smart. Think about the flaws of a frontal assault. It's loud. It draws attention from every other hungry group in a 5-mile radius. It's risky. You don't know what's behind that door, an unarmed family, or a prepared team with superior firepower waiting in an ambush. An assault burns finite assets, energy, medkits, and ammunition. In a world with no resupply, every single bullet counts. Now compare that to a soft probe using a scout. The risk is almost zero. You send in the person least likely to be seen as a threat. If the target is aggressive and shoots on sight, you've only lost one person and you've gained solid intel. That location is a hard target. Avoid it. Move on. But if the target answers with unguarded kindness, you've hit the jackpot. The scouts' mission isn't just to get a handout, it's reconnaissance. They are collecting the intel that will decide if, when, and how the main force attacks. Here's their checklist. First, presence and numbers. Is anyone even home? A fortified location that's empty is just a free-for-all. If someone answers, how many? Do they hear multiple voices? See shadows in the windows? This gives them your force size. Second, armaments and readiness. When you show yourself, are you armed? Are you holding a rifle at the low ready? Or are you hiding a pistol behind your back? Is your posture alert and confident? Or are you nervous? Your body language tells them everything about your training. Third, compassion and naivete. This is the main event. Do you open the gate right away? Do you let them get close? Do you get lost in a long, sympathetic conversation? A yes to any of these tells them you're still playing by the old rules. It signals you are psychologically soft and easy to manipulate. Fourth, resource signature. The aid you give is an intelligence beacon. If you hand over a can of corn, it suggests you have basic supplies. But if you give them a high-end MRE or a bottle of antibiotics, it tells them you are a high-value target with deep reserves. A successful probe, from their perspective, is walking away with a little bit of aid and a lot of actionable intel. They now know you're here, you're prepared, and they have a rough idea of your numbers and mindset. That single act of charity might as well be a map to your supplies with a big red X on it. This isn't theory. This is Predator and Prey 101. Now you understand the threat, it's time for the solution. Our doctrine is distance charity. This is not an excuse to be cruel. It's a disciplined framework that lets you be human in a controlled, sustainable way. It's how you balance the moral imperative to help with the tactical imperative to survive. Distance charity is built on 4 core principles. These are not suggestions, they are the law. Principle 1. Perimeter. Integrity is non-negotiable. This is the cardinal rule. Your perimeter, your fence, your wall, the front door of your apartment, is the absolute line between your controlled zone and the chaos outside. It is never breached for an unknown contact. The gate stays closed. The door stays locked. No exceptions. The second you open that door, you lose control of the engagement. Principle 2. Control the distance. You dictate the terms, not them. You decide the range of engagement, the location of any aid drop, and how long the interaction lasts. This is your turf. Letting an unknown contact get close means you're letting them seize the initiative. Distance is your reactionary gap, the time and space you need to respond if they get aggressive. Principle 3. Information dominance. In any interaction, someone gains more information than the other. Your goal is to make damn sure it's you. You use observation and direct questions to learn everything you can about them while revealing nothing about yourself. Your numbers, your supply levels, your routines, your defenses, all of it is classified. Every word you speak must protect that information. Principle 4. Aid is a strategic tool, not an obligation. You are not a relief agency. You're a survival group. The decision to give aid is a strategic one, based on your threat assessment and your available assets. Aid can de-escalate a situation, it can be used to gather more intel, or it can genuinely help someone who passes your vetting. But it is never given at the expense of your own group's long-term security. Helping someone for a day is pointless if it means your own family starves a month later. These 4 principles, perimeter integrity, control of distance, information dominance, and strategic aid, are your shield. They let you safely interact with the outside world. They filter the genuine from the deceptive, internalize them, drill them, live them. This is the heart of the brief, the standard operating procedure. This is a clear step-by-step protocol. When a contact approaches, you don't improvise, you don't debate. You execute the SOP. Every member of your group needs to know these 5 steps by heart. Step 1, detect and assess. This starts the second a contact is spotted. You don't react, you observe. And you do it from a concealed position, a second-story window, a fighting position, even from behind a heavy curtain. The contact must not know they're being watched. Use optics, binoculars, a rifle scope to get a clear look. Observe for a minimum of 10 to 15 minutes before you even think about making contact. Use that time. Scan the area around them for accomplices. Look for movement in the trees, shadows behind buildings, glint from other optics. Watch their path. Did they walk in a straight line like a traveler, or did they wander like they were scouting? Analyze their behavior. Does it match their story? An injured person should have a real limp and show real pain, not remember to limp every few steps. A lost kid who's actually terrified will be panicked, not calmly scanning your property. Look for red flags, military-style boots on someone dressed like a bum, brand new gear, a person who looks too well-fed, a story that doesn't add up. If you aren't 100% certain they're alone, you do not proceed. You just keep watching. Step 2. Initiate controlled contact. If and only if you're sure they're alone, you can initiate verbal contact. Do it from a position of cover and dominance. An upstairs window is ideal. Use a megaphone. This does 2 things. It lets you be heard clearly without shouting and betraying stress, and it reinforces the distance between you. You will maintain a minimum buffer of 25 yards. That's not a random number. It's far enough to prevent a sudden sprint and attack. It buys you time. Your opening line should be firm and impersonal. You are approaching a secured perimeter. State your purpose. Do not come any closer. This is an interrogation, not a conversation. Your questions are direct. You're testing their story. Where did you come from? Where are you going? How many in your group? When did you last eat? Listen for hesitation, for answers that are too smooth, for contradictions. A real story might be messy, but a lie has cracks, and you give them nothing. If they ask how many people you got in there, your answer is, that's not your concern. State your need. You are a black box. Step 3, deploy the aid package. If you decide to provide aid, you use a pre-packed standard aid package. Standardization is OPSEC. Your pack might have 1 gallon of water, a few calorie bars, and a basic first aid kit. No high-end antibiotics, no specialty food, nothing that signals you have a deep stockpile. It should be useful but generic. The drop is the most critical part. You never breach the perimeter. You use a predetermined drop point, at least 50 yards from your main defense line, a big tree, a specific rock. Your instructions must be crystal clear. We will leave a package for you at the large oak tree 50 yards to your left. After we place it, we will signal you. Take the package and immediately leave in the opposite direction. Do not approach our position. One person, under armed cover from others, makes the drop and gets back inside. Only then do you signal for pickup. The whole thing is a sterile, no-contact transaction. It keeps them at a distance and your perimeter secure. Step 4. Monitor and disengage. Your job isn't done when they grab the package. You watch them leave from concealment. Do they follow instructions, or do they look back, signal someone? Does a bigger group suddenly appear? If a group emerges, your SOP was a success. You confirmed a complex threat, and you didn't fall for the trap. You go to high alert. If the person leaves as instructed, the immediate mission is done. You've provided aid and maintained security. But now you operate on a new assumption. Your location is known. They know a disciplined, prepared group is here. They might not be hostile, but they might tell someone who is. So you implement post-contact security, change your routines, alter guard schedules, avoid predictable patterns of activity. Your job is to become a hard target to surveil. They may have found you, but you will deny them any more intel. Step 5. Review and refine. A protocol on paper is worthless. It has to be drilled into muscle memory. This SOP is a skill. It requires practice. You must run drills. Have someone in your group play the role of the contact. Walk through all 5 steps. Time yourselves. Did you stay concealed? Was the communication clear and controlled? Was the aid dropped without breaching the perimeter? Did you maintain 360-degree security the whole time? After every drill, you review. What went wrong? Where are the flaws? Find the weaknesses in training, not when a real threat is at your gate. Every drill is pass, fail. There is no partial credit for keeping the gate mostly secure. This constant training loop is what turns a group of people into a coordinated security team. That discipline is what will ensure you win. The new world will test your humanity against your will to survive. The humanitarian trap is where that battle is fought. But being charitable and being secure don't have to be mutually exclusive. The distance charity protocol is the answer. It is a framework for disciplined compassion. It lets you be the good person you want to be, while being the survivor you have to be. Your compassion is a strength, but your survival is in your discipline. What's your group's protocol for unknown contacts? Share your thoughts. The more we share, the harder we all become as targets. Stay vigilant, stay prepared. Mission debriefed.